Lila, are you there? I just wanted to thank you again for letting me come to stay with you guys this weekend until I give birth. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all and getting to spend some time together.
Wait, what? What do you mean you're staying with us until you give birth?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You didn't know that I was pregnant, right? I thought that my brother told you that I was going to be coming over to stay with you all until I give birth.
Hold on a second. I never remembered him mentioning anything like that to me.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure that Jacob told me that he told you all about that. Besides, I've already talked to my parents and everyone is already on board. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to be staying with you all for a while.
But I really don't remember hearing anything about any of this. And you say that you're coming to stay with us from this weekend?
I don't know. Maybe you just weren't listening? I know that my brother for sure told you about this. Then again, you're always talking about how busy you are with work, so maybe you just didn't remember even after he told you?
I have been busy with work, it's true, but I feel like there's no way that I would forget hearing about something important like this.
Well, I already told you that my brother explained all of this to you already. You really think he just wouldn't tell you something important like this? You just forgot. It has to be that, but don't worry, I promise to stay out of your way and not cause any trouble. Anyways, I'll see you this weekend.
Hey Jacob, are you there? I was just wanting to talk to you about your sister coming to stay with us until she gives birth. Or rather, I had no idea any of this was happening until just now, and I'd like to know why.
Oh, Leela, yeah, I'm so sorry about that. I completely forgot to tell you that was happening. I really wanted to say something, but you're always running around and so busy that I guess the timing just didn't work out at all. But I guess the news made its way to you anyways. Who told you? Was it my parents?
No, actually, I had to hear it from Talia herself. She took it upon herself to thank me for letting her stay with us when I didn't even know what she was talking about. But it's a good thing she did, because otherwise I would have no clue that she was going to be staying with us this weekend.
Wait a second. This weekend? Oh man, I must have totally forgotten about that.
Jacob, come on. How could you forget about something this important? And just why did you even tell Talia that she could come here in the first place when you hadn't discussed this with me at all? I should have known about all of this before you just told her to come stay with us.
But I already told you that I couldn't because you were too busy running around. Besides, this house belongs to my parents and look, I'm sorry, but I don't need your permission to do anything here. So there would have been no point waiting for you to give me permission, which is why I just told Talia that she said it was fine. Is that really so bad?
Wait, what? So you just spoke for me knowing that I didn't say anything like that at all?
Layla, you need to calm down right now. Remember that you're my wife living in my family's house. I'm my parents' eldest son, and that's why I have the run of the show. Got it? So, for the last time, I didn't need your permission.
Jacob, I'm not opposed to having Talia come over to do this. I'm just saying that I wish you would have talked to me about this first. No matter the circumstances, we're still roommates, and that's just bad manners.
Bad manners? Is that really the best you can come up with?
Well, let me ask you a question. Just who is supposed to be making all the preparations for Talia coming over? I mean, do we even have a room ready for her? If you're the oldest son and in charge, have you handled that already?
Wait a second. What do you mean that we don't have a room for Talia?
Don't you remember all the renovations that we did to the house last year? We had to completely change around the first floor to suit your parents, which included taking out Talia's room.
Oh, no! I totally forgot about that.
That's what I'm trying to say. How are we supposed to host Talia when we don't even have the most basic accommodations for her? There's no other room that she could stay in. She would obviously want her own private room that we can't give to her.
How did this happen? I can't believe that this slipped my mind. And it's not like I can just tell my pregnant sister to sleep on the couch or something like that.
That's right, she's already so huge. There's no way that will be comfortable for her. You're not going to make Talia sleep on the sofa. What if she were to roll off it and fall on the floor in her sleep?
Okay, I think I know what we can do. We'll just give her your room, and you can sleep in the kitchen when she comes. You used to be in Girl Scouts, right? It'll be just like one of your old campouts.
Excuse me? Did you seriously just tell your wife that she'll have to sleep on the kitchen floor? And just why should I have to do that? You invited your sister over like this. You should be the one sleeping on the floor.
You kidding me? I'm my family's eldest son. There's no way that I'm going to lower myself to do something like that. Besides, I have my own room, so why wouldn't I sleep there? The only option we have after that is for you to let Talia sleep in your room.
I don't know what to say.
Oh then, sounds to me like the problem's solved. But let's just make sure we keep this a secret from my parents. And Talia, you just know they'd throw a big fit if they found out I was making my wife sleep on the kitchen floor. We can't even let them think that might be going on.
Just how are we supposed to do something like that, huh?
Well, for starters, you can never ever let them catch you sleeping there. So that means you'll have to wait until after everyone's gone to bed to go to sleep, and then wake up long before anyone gets up to move all your stuff.
Jacob, you can't be serious about that, right?
You're my wife. You're gonna do as I say. She only has a couple months of this pregnancy. It's not that big of a deal. What's the matter with you, you lazy woman? Do you really not care at all if something happens to my sister's baby?
What are you talking about? I have no idea where any of this is coming from.
I told you that my sister is coming back home because she needed support and to be waiting on for her pregnancy. But I just went to the doctor and got scolded, and it's all your fault.
Wait, you were the one who got scolded? I'm sorry, but I'm not sure that I understand what's going on. Why are you getting so mad at me about this?
Well, I took my sister to the doctor for a checkup today. Obviously, I just want to make sure that things are going smoothly and that there's nothing to worry about. Then I got called into the doctor's office and he told me that I was causing Talia a lot of stress.
Did the doctor really tell you that?
He did. He told me that the stress isn't having any serious effects on Talia yet, but that it's clear she's far more stressed than usual. The doctor is worried that at this rate it might actually have some effect on the pregnancy. He said it might even cause a premature birth. He told me that we all need to be making sure that Talia is getting the best care she can at home.
Oh my goodness, well, that really is quite scary, isn't it? But I still don't understand why you're upset at me over this. That doctor didn't say anything about me causing stress, did he?
He didn't, but I know that it's all your fault. Think about it, Talia is back in her familiar home with all her family around her. How could that situation possibly be stressing her out? The only new thing around is you, which means that you have got to be the reason that Talia's so stressed. Can you believe the doctor actually tried to blame me for that?
Is that really why you think this is my fault, Jacob?
It's because you're sleeping on the kitchen floor. Talia must have found out and now she feels bad, which is making her stressed. You need to quit messing with my sister's head.
Well, it's not like I wanted to sleep on the floor, and it's not like it's Talia's fault that I am. The only reason I'm sleeping on the floor is because of you.
Shut up. I do not want to hear any lame excuses from you. The only thing I want to hear from you is to admit what you've done.
But I didn't even do anything wrong. What do I even have to admit?
If you're wondering why I'm always getting so mad at you, it's because you act like this all the time. In fact, I realise that I've been letting you get away with this for too long. I have no other choice but to ask you to leave the house.
You want me to move out of the house?
I'm afraid that there's no other way to make sure that my sister's pregnancy goes smoothly. No, you do as I say. This is a direct order from the head of the house.
And just what am I supposed to do for a house until Talia gives birth? Besides, with how little your parents can move, I'm the one who does all of the work around the house. If you throw me out of the house, are you really going to take all of that over?
Of course I'm not going to do the housework. You crazy. You're going to sneak back in the middle of the night and do it all while everyone's asleep.
Is that supposed to be some kind of sick joke?
Just make sure that you stay quiet the whole time. We don't want anyone waking up and seeing you. Because I'll never ever forgive you if anything happens to my sister's precious baby. Got it?
The one stressing me out is you, Jacob.
What are you talking about now?
I mean that all of the stress is all your fault. You have been making Lila do so much for me, and now you're going to try and throw her out? I mean, do you think it's okay to treat her the way you've been doing? The source of all the stress I've been having is you.
Wait a second. Is this Talia? Why are you texting me from Lila's phone?
Well, you do remember that I asked you to drop me off at a cafe to talk with a friend, right? Well, that friend was Lila, and we've been talking all about the things that she didn't feel comfortable saying in the house. That, and she was really wanting to spend some time with me.
Hold on a second. You and Leela are friends?
That's right, we are, and she's been telling me all about the ridiculous request that you've been making of her. Just hearing that made my blood pressure go up. And I know that the doctor told me that I shouldn't be eating too many sweets, but I was just so upset that I had a whole cream puff in the cafe.
But I don't get it. What did I even do that was wrong? I was just trying to think of the health of your baby, Talia. I didn't want you to get any more stressed out.
I am telling you that the source of all of my stress has been you, Jacob. She told me all about how you were making her clean the house and sleep in the sleeping bag on the kitchen floor.
We didn't have a spare room for you, sis. What other choice did we have?
There were plenty of other choices. For instance, why weren't you sleeping on the floor? Why did you have to make your wife be the one to do that?
What do you mean? You know that Lila is the lowest ranking member in this household. That's why she had to be the one on the floor.
The lowest ranking member? What on earth are you even talking about? In fact, do you even remember who paid for the renovations to the house? If Lila wasn't around, that would have never happened. You've got some nerve calling her that.
What are you talking about?
I mean that Lila told me all about, even though you told me that you were paying for the construction, that it was actually Lila who dished out the money.
No, wait, there's been some kind of mistake here.
Not only that, but you know how busy she is with work, and yet you still make her take care of the house in the evening. And to top it all off, you were making her sleep on the floor.
But she's always busy with work. I told her that I wanted her to go out, find a job with more regular hours. But then she just tells me that we can't afford her switching jobs and that she can't.
And she shouldn't have to switch jobs just because you ask her to. Lila has been giving so much for this family, and you've been taking all the credit while dumping all the work on her.
But I didn't mean for it to happen like that.
Maybe you should go and find a better job. What do you think about that? After all, you haven't gotten a promotion or raise in years, and Lila tells me you only make half of what she does. You've got some nerve treating your wife the way you do, and you don't even nearly earn as much as her.
That isn't fair. That isn't my fault.
You know that she's thinking about divorcing you, right? And I think that she's more than justified in doing so.
What are you talking about? There's no way that Lila would ever leave me. She knows better than to disobey what her husband tells her to do.
I actually am thinking about divorcing you, and I'm already talking to lawyers about it. I took back my phone from Talia before she broke in rage. But anyways, to get back to the point, I'm planning on divorcing you, and I am not your subservient wife.
Lila, you can't be serious about this, right? I mean, we've been together for so long now. This is just a little spat. You're not really going to leave me over this, are you?
I have no problem living with your parents or taking care of the house when the work is reasonable, but the largest problem I have is you. You are a horrible man who always takes advantage of me.
How can you say that?
In fact, I was thinking about leaving you before I even know that Talia was coming to stay with us. But I knew I would have to put it off for a while until we made sure that Talia and her child is safe. But now I have no problem telling you that I want you out of my life.
You can't be serious about this.
Not only that, but it's clear that just your presence is having a negative effect on your sister's pregnancy, and I think you should leave the house for a while. Start packing your bags because we don't want to see you when we get back home.
You're really going to try and kick me out of my own home?
It's all for the sake of your sister's baby, remember? Surely you're not going to argue with that.
Lila, what's going on here? I heard that Talia had given birth, so I came back home, but you're not here. Where'd you go?
I told you that we're getting divorced, Jacob. I packed all of my things and moved out before you came back.
Why would you do that?
I've already told you why, and I don't intend on repeating myself. And by the way, your parents told me that they were going to give me everything that intended to leave you in their will as a way of apologizing for your actions and to pay me back for paying for the reforms to the house.
What? No. This can't be happening.
It is, and your parents have my signed divorce papers, so if you could just sign on your part and send them off for me, that would be great.
This can't be happening. I was counting on that money. I really need it. You can't just take it from me.
After that, Jacob's parents wrote me a huge check to repay for the home renovations and told me how thankful they were for all that I'd done for them. Then they told Jacob that he wasn't welcome at their home anymore, and they kicked him out. I hear that he tried looking for a new job, but couldn't find one. One day, he came crawling back to me, begging for me to save him, even offering to sleep on the kitchen floor. Needless to say, I turned him down. On the other hand, Talia and I still spend time together, and I still visit Jacob's parents. We meet up regularly, catch up, and talk about our lives with each other. And I've even gotten to see Talia's child a couple of times, and she's just adorable. I do make it a condition when I meet with them, however, that I don't want to hear a single word about how Jacob is doing, and they respect it fully.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Sarah, where are you going? Are you really leaving? I don't understand. The wedding is just about to start. Yeah, duh. Why do you think I'm leaving while I have the chance? Did you think I was actually gonna sit there and watch the person I hate more than anyone else in the world get married? Don't forget, Julie, I still haven't given you my approval to marry my brother. And I never will. I know that, Sarah. You've made very clear that you aren't happy about our relationship. But that's no reason to throw a piece of garbage at me and walk out the door. I can't believe you would do something so mean-spirited to me, and at my wedding, too. You don't have to like me, but I'd like to think that you have enough self-control to not do this sort of thing. What did you say? Did you say piece of garbage? You pitiful little ingrate. That was my wedding present to you. If you would have opened it up, you would have seen what I got for you, but I guess you're too good for my present, huh? A present? But this envelope is completely empty. There's not even a card inside. Even if there was, it would have gotten ruined when you crumpled it up to throw it at me. Yeah, that's exactly my point. I gave you a present that reflects how much you mean to me. Nothing. Not even $5 on a wedding card from the supermarket. I guess you really meant it when you said you didn't want to celebrate our wedding with us. Listen, Sarah, would you mind telling me why it is so much that you hate me? Have I ever done anything to you to deserve this kind of treatment? I know you and Neil always had a very close sibling relationship, and maybe you feel like I'm coming between the two of you. But do you really need to hate me this much? Shut up! I don't have to answer to you. It's all your fault for being the way you are. I'm well within my rights to hate you. Ever since you barged your way into Neil's life, everything's been going downhill for me. What do you mean? I mean, you're tearing our family apart. Before you came along, I was a star of the show. Everyone always treated me like an angel. They talked to me like I was the cutest thing they had ever seen. But then you showed up on our doorstep, and everyone started ignoring me completely. Now they're all like, oh wow, did you see Julie's dress? Did you see her hairstyle? Julie, 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 Julie! Everyone in my family is talking about you all the time. I don't think that's really the case, Sarah. I mean, maybe they're talking about me a little bit more than usual lately, but I'm sure that only has to do with the wedding. Things will go back to normal once it's finished. I don't want to wait that long. I shouldn't have to either. What really grinds my gears is the impact you've had on Neil. He's my brother, but now he spends all his time with you. It used to be that I could call him any time of the day, and he would drop whatever he was doing to come over and see me. But now, I call him at night wanting to talk, and he just replies, sorry, I'm sleepy. Oh, and don't even get me started on how much you've reduced the amount of presents I get from him. The other day, I asked him to buy me a new handbag, and do you know what he told me? He said he couldn't because you were saving up to buy a house together. Don't you get it, Julie? You've completely ruined this family. That's, wow, Sarah. I don't really feel like any of that is my fault. Or even a bad thing at all. Well, you feel wrong. It is all your fault. You are responsible for ruining my life, and I will hate you forever for it. I'm not gonna watch the Wicked Witch of the West get married to my brother, and I'm not giving you any wedding gifts. Every single cent I spend on you would be a waste.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Sarah. But if that's your position, so be it. Just know that I'm cutting off your allowance now.
Huh?
It's me, Sarah. I took the liberty of observing your conversation with Julie, and let me say I am positively disgusted at the atrocious way you've been speaking to Julie. She's my wife and your sister-in-law. How dare you treat her like that?
Wait, Neil, is that really you?
I thought I was clear with you when we talked about this before. I told you very explicitly to knock off this bizarre personal vendetta you have against Julie. You can't tell me you don't remember that. You promised me you would stop. But from the looks of things, you're being just as psychotic to her as you've ever been. Maybe even more.
Neil, listen. You have to understand.
If you don't want to watch us get married, fine. Leave. Go home. If you don't want to have a decent relationship with Julie, fine. Just don't interact with her. Simple as that. But there's no changing my mind about this, Sarah. I'm not giving you one single solitary cent of spending money ever again.
No, you can't do that to me, Neil.
It's been over 2 years now since you lost your job when your old company went bankrupt. I've been more than generous to you in helping you get by, but that all ends today. I simply cannot allow myself to continue to finance the lifestyle of someone who treats my wife like you do. It would be a betrayal of my responsibility as her husband.
Please, Neil, wait. Can we talk about this? I still haven't found a new job yet. You can't cut off my allowance while I'm still looking for work, can you?
Listen, Sarah, and listen well. The truth is, I was intending to cut off your allowance a full year ago, but I was convinced by a certain someone to keep sending you money. Do you know who that certain someone was? It was Julie.
What?
We're just having our wedding now, but we got legally married around that time. I started thinking about our future and thought it would be the best for us to save up as much as we could. And it was precisely that reason that I thought about cutting you off. But when I brought that idea up with Julie, she said that she wanted me to continue to support you. She told me that just because I got married to her doesn't mean I have to stop being a good big brother to my dear little sister.
I had no idea.
That's why I decided to continue to send you money every month until you managed to find new full-time employment. I wanted to help you get back on your feet. And how did you repay Julie for that kindness? By throwing an empty envelope at her and calling it a wedding present? Julie might forgive you for that, but I never will. You're not getting any more money out of me, so get out of here and don't come back.
Neil, how could you? What happened to the kind, gentle, loving, protective big brother I used to know? I want him back. Give me back the real Neil.
This is the real me, Sarah. This is how I talk to people who offend me personally, like you have. If you're not here to celebrate, then you don't belong here. Get out. And once you get home, pick up the help wanted ads and start making phone calls.
Hey there, Sarah. I just wanted to check in on you after last night. Have you calmed down a little bit? Did you make it home all right? Why are you bothering me, Julie? You're the last person I wanted to hear from today. I'd like to completely forget you ever existed, really. Goodness gracious, Sarah. You sure are dedicated to hating me, aren't you? Of course I am. My own brother hates my guts now thanks to you. He's never gotten that mad at me before over anything. Not even once. We used to be famous throughout the neighborhood as the friendliest brother and sister combo around. But that's ancient history now, and it's all your fault. If I may point this out, I'd say it was actually all because you threw that envelope at me at our wedding. I guess you thought he wasn't looking, but apparently he saw the whole thing. Shut up! I'm not gonna let you avoid the blame for ruining my life, Julie. You made him cut off my allowance. I thought I was gonna be able to count on that money until I found a new job. That allowance was the only reason I've been able to get by for this long. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you! I hate your guts, and I never want to hear from you again. I'm sorry you feel that way, Sarah. But if that's what you want, I'll respect your wishes. I do have one more very important thing to talk to you about, though. Could you just give me a little bit more of your time? You want to talk to me? About what? I'm sure you'd prefer to keep this conversation as brief as possible, so I'm going to get straight to the point, okay? Do you by any chance know what happened to the bag that contained all the cash gifts we received yesterday? Are you serious? What are you asking me a stupid question like that for? No, I don't know where your stupid money is. As soon as Neil told me to get out, I left right away. Oh, I see. What's the matter, Julie? Did all your precious money go missing? Aw, what a damn shame. I'll bet you were counting on that money to pay for your fancy wedding. Seriously, though, all those people gave you generous cash gifts out of kindness of their hearts, and you go and lose the bag you put it all in? Wow, I feel bad for those suckers. Well, it's not entirely accurate to say we lost the bag. It's much more bizarre than that. The bag was still there, and all the envelopes were in there too. Or at least we thought. But actually, they had all been replaced with a bunch of empty envelopes, so someone must have gone in and swapped out the envelopes. But I have no idea who did it or when. Oh my god, is that what you're asking me? You think I'm the one who did it? What kind of psychopath suspects their own sister-in-law of stealing their wedding presents? You have got to be the worst sister-in-law in the entire world. That's not it at all, Sarah. I'm asking you because I want to believe that it wasn't you. Huh? The truth is, I'm the only one who knows that all the envelopes were switched out. I just know that if I were to let Neil know about it, he'd absolutely freak out. I'm positive that you would be the first person that he'd suspect of doing it, and I didn't want that to happen. I already feel bad enough about what's happened between you and Neil. I'd hate to create any more tension. And that's why I'm talking to you right now, to try and prove your innocence before I talk to Neil. Hold it right there! Why would you think that Neil would suspect me of taking your money? Well, if you'll forgive me saying, you certainly do have a substantial motive. Oh yeah? And what would that be? Well, it's quite simple. You've been unemployed for over 2 years now. You still haven't found a new job, and you were just told that your only real source of income currently, the money Neil's sending you, is getting cut off. It wouldn't be much of a stretch to believe that you were afraid of losing your lifestyle, so you took the money on your way out. I don't believe you. You would actually suspect that I was involved over such flimsy reasoning as that? That's pretty low, Julie. Maybe I might just go and have a little talk about this situation with my brother. I'm sure he'd love to hear about how his wife accused his darling, precious, beloved little sister of being a dirty thief. That would show him just what a wicked monster you are. I'll bet my parents will be thoroughly disgusted with you too. They're gonna have a lot to say to you once they find out, and none of it is gonna be good. Your days of being the star of the family are over, Julie. Well, Sarah, based on how strongly you're protesting right now, maybe you're telling the truth and you are innocent after all. Duh! That's what I've been saying this whole time, you dummy. Oh, I can't believe I was accused of such a terrible crime with no evidence by my own sister-in-law. I'm afraid that the emotional suffering you've just caused me will never heal. I'll have no choice but to sue you to recover the cost of the therapy I now need. Unless, of course, you're willing to settle out of court. Wait, are you threatening to sue me? You lost a bag containing thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars in cash through your own carelessness. And on top of that, you tried to push the blame off on me. This settles it. I am definitely going to tell my brother on you. That'll snap both him and my idiot parents out of the stupid hypnotic spell you've put them all under. I hope you're ready to be a divorced 30-something, Julie. Oh dear, I certainly would like to avoid that. Let me just ask you one more time though. You really don't know what happened to the money we received yesterday at the wedding, right? How many times do I have to tell you? You're being super obnoxious right now. If you want to accuse me of stealing your money, then you had better have some damn good evidence to back that accusation up. But you don't have any evidence at all, do you? I do, actually. Give me 1 second and I can show you. Huh? Actually, it just so happens that one of my friends put an air tag inside the envelope that she gave me. An air tag? What's that? Think of it as a small tracking device. It uses GPS to tell you whatever you attached it to is. She's a bit of, shall we say, a forgetful girl. So she attaches AirTags to basically everything she owns. Her cell phone, wallet, handbag, car keys, you name it. And she apparently even put one in the envelope she gave me just in case she dropped it on the way to the chapel. She was intending to take it out before giving it to me, but oopsie doopsie, I guess she forgot. Wait, so you mean there's a GPS tracking device inside one of those envelopes right now? That's right. And there's one other interesting feature they have. If you use the app that they're paired with, they even make a beeping sound to help you find them. Isn't technology amazing? Yeah, amazing. Isn't technology wonderful? Right? These things have got to be one of the best products ever. Even if they're in a box or somewhere the beeping can't be heard, you can still just track them with GPS like normal. I actually have the app open right now, and I have the precise address where the AirTag is located. And funnily enough, the address here is your apartment building. That's impossible! I know, right? That's what's so confusing to me. It couldn't possibly be at your house. You told me very clearly that you don't know where the envelopes are. So, I don't know. It must be some kind of a mistake. Maybe there's a problem with the signal. I guess I'll go ahead and give the beeping thing a try. Hey, I'm Julie. All right, here goes. It's gonna make a big beeping sound once I push this button. Oh, and one more thing. I'm actually standing outside your room right now. If I set this thing to beep at the maximum possible volume, I'll bet I'll even be able to hear it from inside. What? You're here? That's not fair. I mean, what are you doing here? And don't push that button. You can't. If it's as loud as you say it is, the neighbors might complain to the property manager about me. What are you so worried about, Sarah? You said they're not at your house, right? If that's true, then you shouldn't have anything to be afraid of. Please don't do it. Stop, I mean it. I'll give them all back, okay? Just please don't push that button. Huh? That's strange. You'll give them back? What do you mean, Sarah? Oh no. Don't tell me, Sarah. Does that mean that you are really the one who stole our wedding gifts last night? Was that a confession just now? You really pissed me off, you know that? This isn't fair. I had no idea you were going to use a dirty trick like this to catch me. You knew it was me from the very beginning. Your whole, I have no idea who it is thing was just an act. Pretty good, wasn't it? And hey, don't pretend like I'm the bad guy here. You should have confessed when I gave you the chance. Oh, and even before that, you shouldn't have taken our money in the first place. Shut up, shut up, shut up! I didn't do anything wrong. You tricked me. You left me with no other choice than to take all that money. You're gonna have to explain that one. This is what you wanted to happen all along. It was all your plan. You made Neil cut off my allowance, so I would become desperate for money. Then you left that bag out in the open to tempt me into stealing it. Then you could make me seem like the worst person in the world for stealing your wedding gifts. And that would further cement your position as mom, dad, and Neil's favorite. You suck, Julie. That's the most evil, sadistic plan I've ever heard of. Sarah, I think you've been watching a few too many conspiracy theory YouTube videos. You think I wanted all of this to happen? Are you serious? Tell me where I'm wrong, Julie. Did you or did you not make Neil cut off my allowance? Did you or did you not leave the bag out in the open? Yes and yes. I'm on to you, Julie. I hate to say it, but it was actually all Neil's decision to cut off your allowance. I didn't make him do anything. You're lying. I know you're lying. You must have been the one who made him do it. I never wanted to steal your money. You cooked up this wicked, dastardly plan to leave me with no choice but to do it. How dare you use my ill inability to find a new job against me? You're a sociopath. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm the victim. Your victim. My goodness, Sarah. That is quite the story you've written for yourself there. You admit to stealing the money, but also want to claim that I'm somehow responsible for it? All to avoid the responsibility for your own actions? I'm speechless. I don't know what to say, Sarah. You've stumped me. Just go ahead and push that stupid button. Go on, make all the noise you want. I'll give you back all your stupid wedding money, but don't think for even 1 second that I'm gonna apologize for anything. I will never budge in this. You're responsible for everything, not me.
You don't need to apologize to me, Sarah. As a matter of fact, I would strongly recommend you exercise your Fifth Amendment rights starting now.
Huh?
Julie told me that I needed to hurry over to your apartment right away. So here I am. And let me tell you what, this is not what I was expecting to find. This is the last straw, Sarah. I'm done using kid gloves with you.
Wait, I don't understand. What are you doing here, Neil? Julie told me that she was the only one who knew about the wedding money. I thought she hadn't told you anything about what happened yet.
Then you thought right. Up until a few moments ago, I was completely in the dark. But then I got a phone call from Julie telling me the money from our wedding had gone missing, and she thought you were the one who took it. On top of that, she had you dead to rights, but you still refused to confess. That's why she called me over here.
No! I can't believe she actually called you over here. She's such a dirty coward.
You're not in any position to be talking about Julie like that. My God in heaven, Sarah, you stole the wedding gifts from your own brother's wedding. What the hell is wrong with you?
But what was I supposed to do, Neil? You told me you were cutting off my allowance. I had no choice. But listen, you've got to believe me. This was all Julie's evil plot against me. She's the one who made this all happen in order to tear us even further apart.
I can't talk to you anymore. I've had enough. We're going to the police station together and making a quick stop at Mom and Dad's house first. Once you've told them the whole story, you're gonna turn yourself in to the police.
No, please, anything but that. Mom and Dad are gonna be so angry at me if they find out.
Yeah, that's exactly why we're gonna see them. You need to be taught a lesson that you'll never forget.
Please, Julie, you've got to do something. Neil's dead serious right now. He's actually gonna make me talk to the police. Oh, you mean you're still at your house? I thought that you would have already been at the police station by this point in time. Part of me kinda wishes I was there already. I've been getting the lecture of a lifetime from my parents since the second I walked in the door. Mom slapped me, and Dad's just staring at me with this really scary look in his face. I tried explaining the situation to them, but no matter what, they refuse to see things my way. They just keep telling me to tell it to the judge and get a really good lawyer. So I ran out of the room and locked myself in the bathroom. Can you really blame them for being furious with you, though? I mean, their own daughter turned out to be nothing more than a petty criminal. But what's the big deal? I gave back the money, didn't I? If you got all your money back, why am I still in trouble? Do you want me to say I'm sorry? Fine, I'm sorry. I'll be really, really nice to you from now on and never steal anything from you ever again. There, I said it. Now, please, you have to do something. Will you stop objecting to me and Neil being married? I'll never complain about you ever again. And I'll save up money to get you guys a super great wedding present. Wow, really? That's so great to hear. I'm glad you finally come to accept our relationship. But it's too late for you. Huh? I mean, good grief, Sarah. I've put up with far too much from you for far too long already. Do you have any idea how hard it was not to immediately tell Neil that you stole our wedding money? I was holding out hope that you would admit that what you did and have a change of heart. But yet again, you threw my kindness right back in my face, just like you did with that envelope at the wedding. Not only that, you belted out this insane conspiracy theory about how I was the one who orchestrated everything. Well, you see, I'm a very patient person, but even I have my limits, and you cross them. I don't need you to approve of our relationship. If you want to hate me, that's fine. I've decided to hate you right back. No! Oh, and I also don't need a wedding present from you either. Now get out of the bathroom, get in the car, and go to the police station without putting up a fight. Julie, wait. I'm gonna get a job right away, okay? Like, right away. I'll even pay back Neil for all the money he's given me for the last 2 years. So please, don't make me go to the police. Have mercy on me. If you want to get a job, then I'd say going to the police is your best bet. There are all sorts of training programs available to prison inmates at next to no charge. You'll also have plenty of opportunities to gain experience working for $1 an hour on a chain gang. Julie, no! You've got the chance to write an incredible comeback memoir. You fell so low that you stole your brother's wedding money, went to jail, but then got out and turned your life around. You'll go right to the top of the bestseller list. Neil's entire family went along to the police station with Sarah. The police suggested handling the matter within the family, but all 3 of them said that they don't consider her family anymore. It was her first offense, so she was never in any real danger of a prison sentence, but she was socked with a lot of community service along with restitution to me. I understand she's currently working somewhere through a temp agency and hoping to get hired permanently. Despite everything, I still do wish her the best of luck.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.